Hello and welcome. I was going to try to wear a really cute little hat that I got last Halloween because everybody yesterday thought the hat was kind of cute. So I had a different one, but it doesn't fit over my hair. So, go figure. But since we are starting our Halloween season early, I found the closest thing to something weird to wear. It barely fits. I think I need to go on a cabbage diet. No shit. So, anyway, I need to get this thing fucking working right because it's like not showing me being live and the live little shit. So I need to find that. There we go. Found it. Alright, so now I can see the chat. Per Stony one. Okay. Because if I do the full screens where you can like see stuff going on, it's gonna be hard to see this stuff. Or see the chat. Yep, like I said, here every single day. I was trying to wear like a funny little Halloween hat, like a witch doctor hat, like this, but it won't fit over my hair. Well, it kind of does. It fits like this, but then you can't see this part. It's got like skulls and shit. So it kind of loses its magic if you can't see the skulls. And like this doesn't work. Like it's got a very odd shape. I think it just hasn't been worn really. Like, I've wore it for like 5 minutes once. Like, maybe that's the problem. Yeah, okay, I think that is actually kind of the problem. I can't figure out which way I want it though. It's like it's fucking with my bangs over here or my hair over here. It's like killing me. Like I wanted to kind of tilt this way, but it's like okay, now it feels like it's pulling my eyebrow like off my head. But anyway, so I figured we'd continue doing what we did yesterday and look at like weird ass videos because that seems to be somewhat intriguing. And I am down for intriguing. And I'm also down for shutting the volume off because holy fuck, it's annoying. So I got it finally fixed because like I was a little late trying to make it work. I said, fine, I give up. I won't do it. So I figured this background was as good as any. Yeah, you gotta love the Halloween store. Really, that is something that should be open all year. Really, it fucking should. Imagine that'd be awesome. Like, they're like, hey, I feel like going and getting this costume, and it like happening, and had like spring sales or something because not many people probably buy stuff in the spring. But yeah, me, I'm the kind of person that if I'm forced to have a Christmas tree up, which the kids somehow manage to make me do it every fucking year, I put a skull on top of my Christmas tree, not a star. So it's a white Christmas tree, white lights, like silverish, pewter, black ornaments. If I can get away with it, unless the kids make some cute ornament, then I'm obligated to put it on the fucking tree, obviously. And so yeah, I try to have a Christmas tree like Wednesday Addams would do. Fuckers trying to die on me. Hey, Halloween story. I know it's magic. Hello, Bone. Hey, Sith Lord. Hot sugar, that hat don't work with your hair pull. It's a pain in the ass. Believe me, it feels like pulling my like left eyebrow. Like, yeah. I think having my hair like just braiding like I did yesterday worked way better. But like, too late to do anything with it now. So I like Halloween more than Christmas. God, no, right? Holy shit, I hate Christmas. I stopped liking Christmas a long time ago, and then like not to depress everybody, but my dad died December 9th of 2009. I'm sorry, December 6th. Fuck me. I went out for that one. December 6th of 2009. So obviously just a few weeks before Christmas made me hate Christmas even more. And it never bounced back. Like, fucking miserable. Yeah. Anyways. But, hold on. I need to find something. Actually, something. What? Sorry, I got a notification that Slasher is on me now. On the streaming app. Like I see everyone in black block for Halloween. I'm making it their candy. Oh my god, my dad died on December 6th, 91. Oh shit, dude. December 6th is not a good day, apparently. Weirdly enough, that's also his parents, my dad's parents, my grandparents, their wedding anniversary. It was the day before Pearl Harbor. Like, literally, they got married the day before Pearl Harbor happened. So, like, yeah. So it's always easy to remember Pearl Harbor because I remember that. You know? So that's crazy, Mr. Hyde. Holy shit, dude. I send you hugs. Yeah. I get, I'm sure you've heard, oh, I'm so sorry, a million times. But I totally know how you feel. It's one of those things you don't get over, you just get used to it, you know? Thankfully, I wasn't surrounded by people who were, I know they mean well, but dumb enough to tell me, oh, it gets better, it gets better. I hate that shit. Not that. It doesn't. You get used to it. The difference. And that's what I tell people when they lose someone. I don't try to bullshit them because they have surrounded probably by people who are trying to, because we don't know how to talk about things like that. So they go by the script. They go by the cliche of what we're supposed to say when someone dies, you know? Hey, Orville Nation, holy biscuits, how are you? Oh my goodness, 13 people. Oh, shit, I better start getting at least kind of interesting quick. You look adorable in her sleeves. What's weird is like, I connected accounts of, hey, memes, you're on time. We have not done anything yet, so you've missed nothing. Oh, but for some reason, Ty is still sparkling. It's driving me nuts. And I can't adjust it enough for it to not do that because it's not taking the light very well. And so that's happening. Hello, Pam, and happy Labor Day to you. I didn't know if that was on purpose. The hat sparkling? No, I try not to have that issue. Like where the light can't quite reach properly, it sparkles. It's annoying. Like I'm afraid if I move the light where it's downward, that it'll cause other things to sparkle instead. And it's a pain in the ass. Thank you, memes. Like I wish you could see it better because it's got like little skulls and shit and little bones. Like it's something that looks like you would find in New Orleans gift shop for sure. So I totally wanted it. Hold on, trying to do something. It's like pain in the ass. So let me see how I can do this. Alright, let's see if I can now paste it. It's a very small like little thing. Try to copy paste. Oh, there we go. It works. Let me test it out. It takes a second. Because usually I do my own link dropping because mods are usually busy doing something. And I don't give them any warning, to be fair. Oh wait, I do have one. Seth is in the chat. Actually, I need to look at like who all is a fucking mod. Oh, Darth is a mod. That's right. Darth mod. Sith Lord obviously is a mod. Okay, yeah, okay. That's who's here. All right. Okay, my bad. Nice. I need to go to the spirit of Halloween, except I don't like going out. Dude, I am right there with you. I hate going out, but by gum, if the spirit of the Halloween store is open, especially if there's not many people in there, so much yes. Some of it's so expensive. It's like ridiculous. Like some of it, like they're cheap ass costumes and they're trying to charge you $50, and you're like, motherfucker, this may not survive the year. You're gonna charge me $50? I'll give you 25. Mm, what you need. Oh, well, I mean, it's still toward goals like uh, the trip, the property tax, if that's what you're referring to, the link, the general stuff like that. This hat keeps trying to go back to a circular shape, and it's not working. This elongated shape is working better because the hair thing is, yeah, it's doing this. So, gotta break in hats, apparently. So, anywho, yeah, that's it. Okay, now it's making my bangs do weird shit. Ah, sorry, I'm not used to things touching my face and my forehead and stuff. It's very awkward feeling. But anywho, hopefully my guests will show up soon. I'm really super hoping that they will. But to start us off, I saw something that was like I guess trending on Twitter or whatever. Hey Elihu, mwah. But like I feel bad. Like it's not it's kind of funny, but it's kind of not funny. Kind of glad my last comment got nuked. Probably better that way. Perhaps so. I don't usually agree with YouTube censoring, but perhaps maybe it is. Because sometimes you are a little out of pocket. We love you, Whoopi, but you are a little out of pocket sometimes. But nonetheless, okay, sorry. Things reversed. I don't know which part of my hand I'm going for. Anyway, but yeah, I saw this. I have to share this because it's terrible and it's funny at the same time. So I'm feeling very conflicted about laughing about it because I don't want to be a dick. But it's like, oh my god. Okay, so I'm sure y'all have heard. I'm not saying you participated, unless you were somehow forced into it by your girlfriend. But fucking gender reveal party. Okay, back in my day, a gender reveal was when you got your ultrasound and you showed all your friends. That was the fucking reveal party. But like, yeah. So apparently, a gender reveal party went awry. Very, very fucking awry. Clearly. So the explosive device used at a gender reveal party causes a fire and mass evacuations in California. Well, that's a party nobody's going to fucking forget. Holy sh! Oh my god, I feel bad. Like I said, I shouldn't be laughing because I mean, this is serious. But like, how do you fuck up so bad on a gender reveal party that part of California has to be evacuated? Oh my god. Holy shit. God bless them. Oh man, but dang, it's like, oh, so honey, your gender reveal party was quite something. Yeah, we made a lot of people lose their home over that one. Oh my god. I mean, I can see people doing those cakes, where like when you cut the slice, it's going to be pink or blue. It's a little silly, but it's not an incendiary device, you know? Or like those little bottle shaped things where you pull the string and the little strings come flying out. That's not going to start a fire. That's acceptable. But what kind of incendiary device did you use to reveal the gender of the baby that caused mass evacuation? I mean, this is the biggest state that complains about global climate change and everything. And they're the ones that have the biggest fucking fires all the fucking time. If we have a hole in the ozone layer, it's above California. Just saying. Yeah. Out of pocket, unfiltered honesty. Sometimes, yes. Yes. I won't lie. A lot of my comments get nude. Really? I wish it would, like, pop up, like, well, maybe, okay, this hat is, like, annoying the shit out of me. Good, motherfucker. Maybe it was found out it was an alien baby. I do not know. I censor no one as long as, yeah, they're not actually being, like, verbally abusive. No, I think, like, let me see if it's on here. Okay, I'm looking at, yeah, it's not doing, like, sometimes it will put it in review and let me allow or not allow it. It's not even giving me that option. That annoys me because I have a right to, like, be the one in charge of this. But apparently, fucking Texas, YouTube has been taking it upon itself recently because I noticed it on someone else's feed the other night. I think it was on DJ Odyssey that someone had said something and their comment never showed up. Like not even in StreamYard, not even where he could see it, so he could allow it or not allow it. So they're apparently taking my right to choose what, or to allow you to say what you want on my channel from me, and they're taking it upon themselves to do that for me. And I'm like, well, fuck you. Listen, I can mod my own channel, YouTube. I don't need you to do it for me. All right, you just sit down, shut the fuck up, and make sure servers work. Okay, that's how I feel about it. And I'm quite annoyed. Try typing it again. Yeah, I'm sitting here watching to see if it like he maybe word it a different way. Like I don't know what keywords it might be picking out. I don't know what you're trying to say, so I don't have any idea if it can be reworded. But yeah, usually like they'll just put something in to make me hit allow, which I usually do because most of the time it's something that it has like the word ass or something. and it's not someone's calling me an ass, but like they'll be like, "Man, my computer's being an asshole," and there's nothing wrong with making that comment, and so I'll hit allow. But that apparently, it's just comments are invisible if YouTube doesn't like the word combination. Hey, Frosty Magic, how are you? Well, yeah, I don't know why. It really annoys me that YouTube censors like this. I mean, like, I think it's my business to decide what you. Well, I mean, it should be my right as a channel owner to be the one that, between you and me, to worry about what you're putting in the chat, and I'll handle it. Like, they don't need to do it for me. I'm not a fucking child. I can make my own choices for my channel. That pisses me off. So I am super fucking annoyed right now. So I'm sorry you guys are getting censored in the chat. I apologize. That is not my fault. It is literally, like I said, it's not. Can't really see it, but it's not giving me an option to allow or not allow anything. It's not. So I have no control over this. So I'm really, really sorry that you guys are getting censored like that. The only reason why I don't stream on you now more often is because I'm trying to figure out like how to make it where the stream will like connect to YouTube in such a way that it'll play through YouTube as well and stay on their servers. Oh my god! Oh my god! You guys aren't going to believe this. Oh my god, Becky. You are not going to believe who is right there in the backstage. Oh my god. I'm losing my shit. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, cats and dogs, please help me welcome the amazing, the awesome Fatal J.
Mora.
Hey! Ah!
I am here.
Woo! I don't know if I'm going to freak out.
How are you doing today?
I am doing okay, except that apparently YouTube is taking it upon themselves to censor the comments in my chat, and apparently other people so much so that it's not even giving me the option to allow or disallow the comment. I don't ever get to see it. So I'm like, wow, overstepping their bounds. Holy shit.
I shaved my mustache the other day and I look like a totally different person.
You look about the same to me, because I think when I saw you, you didn't have much, like, one of the times, a lot of times, like,
yeah,
you don't have,
I don't have one of those
super duper change.
Yeah, I don't have one of those cowboy joints, you know, the kind that twist and do all that
crazy
handlebars
stuff. That twirl or some shit. Yeah, that's a bit much.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, Orville Nation? What's up, man? That's my best buddy right there.
Yeah, Orville is lovely. He came by to visit.
We got Wookie up in here.
Oh, you know, right?
Man, you got some heavy hitters. We got Bone from the Wishbone show. You ever watch Wishbone on PBS?
I don't watch PBS because I feel like it's government-funded propaganda.
Damn.
It's like the BBC,
well, you need to let me know what else is government propaganda so I don't watch it.
Almost everything you see on TV.
Well, yeah, you're right about that one, though. You're definitely right. I definitely believe the news. The news. You know what the news?
Face value, and I'll be like, I don't know if I agree with that, but it makes all right entertainment. You know, like you can watch it, don't get sucked in by it. Don't believe it, because they want us to sit down and watch TV and be told what to think. They don't want us to go out. They want us to hunker down. They don't want us to go out there and actually meet people and talk about this.
They don't want you to love on anybody.
But no, because if we realize that you and me aren't the enemy, we're going to realize who fucking is. And then they're going to be like, oh, shit, we're outnumbered. Oh,
and then
shit.
we can't freaking understand this right here. The freaking aliens haven't came yet because we such dumbasses.
We are not going to make it class 1 civilization.
Look here. The aliens been watching us for thousands of years, if not millions. And we just
not only help us make shit, and then they're like, God, they just keep fucking this up.
But Maura, let me tell you why we idiots. What happens when they come out with an alien movie? What happens when they come out with an alien? What do the people do in the alien movie? What do they do?
Except for the movie Paul, it ends up the alien's the bad guy killing everybody.
Yeah, we end up killing and fighting them. And guess what would happen if they came? Even if they were friendly, we would try to fight them. And they will wipe us off this freaking planet.
We try to fight anything that's different. The thing's different. The
Exactly.
act's different. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Exactly.
they're like, we
PJ,
gotta treat each other. God, if we go down there, we're gonna end up in camps. Jesus Christ. Look at X Files. They're gonna be like, damn, they're gonna dissect us. Whoa, I don't know if I want to go down there yet. They ain't ready. I'm suddenly getting Tracy Morgan vibes. Oh my god. Oh, Mr. Hyde, you're not wrong, except that Fatal J is awesome and smart.
I don't know
But
if you're talking about my mustache because I do kind of look like
no,
Tracy
I think it's
Morgan.
your vibe and your sass and your humor
Well,
and
Tracy
creative.
Morgan is actually one of my favorite people,
I,
comedians.
I I think he's had. I think he's. I think I've heard him like kind of say some politically questionable things in the past.
Who did?
But a lot of Hollywood does do that. So.
Yeah, most Hollywoods are crazy psycho freaks who
And they
was
don't mean
born into
it. They
money.
probably say it just to keep in the in crowd.
More, look here. If I was born into $1 billion like these freaking celebrities, I know I'd be Looney Tunes. I'd be doing stupid stuff like robbing banks, and then the next day give them twice as much money as I stole just to mess with the bank. I would do stupid stuff like that. I would do stupid stuff like that.
uh, Not right now. We have a specific show meets that we have planned out. Sorry, but possibly I might do a stream later though.
Maybe you'll be on the show. Don't worry. What's up, Angelus Draven? Hey, look, me and Mara go. Me and Mara we go back a long time, man.
Further than I realized, because he was like, I was talking to him last night, and he was like looking at some of the talks we had like earlier, and I didn't realize I had talked to him even back in November. I was like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
damn, I didn't that we talked.
I didn't realize it either. I didn't realize it either till I scrolled up. We was having whole conversations back in the day.
And I felt bad because it's been weird since last summer. It's been like a shit show for me. So like my brain's been like almost like in a fog for a long time.
Yeah.
So I was talking to him and everything, and I'm like, oh my god, I've let this much time go by since I spoke to him. So I'm sitting there like, oh shit.
Now,
like,
what's going on in your background? It look like a freaking haunted house going on. What's that?
Well, that's the idea. It's supposed to look kind of creepy and gothic, and Victorian and shit.
PJ, thank you so much. You making me blush, sir. Talking about I'm more handsome than Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan is a handsome man in a funny way.
I actually don't think he's that handsome, to be honest. I don't know. I think some people just like say someone's handsome because you're expected to. But me, it's like I think you look better. I think you actually look better.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go on your show more often.
Because I know you and I don't know him. Because
I'm gonna have to come on your show more often because everybody making me blush and feel good about myself.
Well, that's what this channel does. Everybody's, hey, BL Group. Wait.
What's up, BL Group?
Y'all way too hard on Paula Dean. Wait, nobody's talking about Paula Dean. Nobody came in here like a butterball. What are you talking about?
Paula Dean, the woman that cooks food.
Right? Everything's butter. Everything. Oh my god, I can hear myself in the other room. Oh my god, I can hear them playing this in the living room. Oh my god. You guys, seriously, you're killing me here. I just can't.
So since you think everything is government propaganda, do you watch movies?
Huh?
Since you think everything is can you hear me now?
Yeah, I mean, not all of it, but there's a lot of it. I mean,
I know how you
movies and shows. There has been.
I bet you can hear me much better now, can you?
I heard you all right before, but I can still hear the stream being played in the living room, and it's fucking with me. Like,
oh, okay.
It's like a weird delay, and it's messing with me so bad. I'm just like, I'm assuming my friend BL Group is responsible for this because he is kind of extra, so his volume is extra. You should even hear his ringtone. Every time I hear his ringtone, I go, okay. Like.
So you don't watch movies? Do you watch movies?
Yes, I do. I sometimes lately it's mostly been like zombie movies, and if people on YouTube are wigging out about a movie, I might watch it just to see what the fuss is all about, to see why are they complaining, or why are they upset. I did not do that
I
with Captain Marvel though, because it's like I saw her in interviews and she seems like a terrible person, and I'm like, I don't think now that I've seen that, I don't think I can separate the character from the actor. I just can't. So I
what
just
do you
installed her.
okay, I think you like me because you like all over the place mentally, which is nothing wrong with that because I am too. So I'm just to ask you a question because I've been catching up on your channel and you got what the fuck news. So I want to know this: do you believe in Sasquatch? Sasquatch?
I don't. It's hard to say. I think probably it's silliness, but you can't rule out things without proof one way or another. But
But
I
this is
don't
the
take
thing
it
about
overly
Sasquatch,
serious.
though. This is the thing about Sasquatch. If he really is real and he been living in the woods all this time, this mother freaker is like 1,000 some years old.
Maybe not 1,000, but he was. I mean, the first sightings that were started being taking like pictures were like the mid to late 70s. So the thing would be at least 50, 60s in age, and plus, since there doesn't seem to be, I don't know, it always seems like the same one. Like there is no indication that
That's what
like
I'm thinking.
it doesn't have
If
anyone to offspring with, you know.
that's what
And
I'm thinking. I don't think
so
it's
it's
a one
possible. Oh, like
Sasquatch.
there's a genetic defect that causes the person to grow hair everywhere, face, back. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
they be in the
it
circus.
could
I
very
seen them.
well be someone who has that genetic defect that just isolated themselves from society.
Mora. I know what you're talking about because it's a circus family where they got all their hair all over their body. And
Yeah,
they're like one of the families, they like the best acrobats known to man.
I did not
Yeah,
know.
they did it.
Oh my
They did.
God, I've got almost 20 people in my chat. Holy
I
shit!
remember they did a documentary where they had even the women and men had hair all over their bodies, and they was like in a circus, and they were just
Right.
showing like sideshow people, and then like they showed them like shaving their faces. They look weird.
It'd probably be like shaving a cat. It'd just be strange as fuck.
But watch
But
this. When they was done like shaving, their hair grew back 3 days later. And they call them wolf people. People in the chat.
yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what the defect is actually called, but I am aware that it exists. And so it's possible that it could be a few with that genetic defect that simply it's hard to fit into society and they don't want to be a sideshow. So they just isolate themselves. That's quite possible.
I
Like
think if it
I
is a
wouldn't want to
Sasquatch,
feel like, oh, it's either be made fun of in society or live in circus. You know? So that's quite possible what that all the
Google.
fallen is about.
If y'all think I'm lying, Google wolf people in Google, and you will see some wolf people. And I know
Yeah,
that's probably
I
a
mean,
horrible
I know
name.
there's probably a more civilized name, but I can't remember what it's called. But yeah.
Wolf people. Yeah, I bet that is a bad name. I'm not gonna call them that. Let's just call them super hairy
What?
people.
Wookie, what are you talking about? Sith is like the last person on Earth that would do that. Let me go see what he is talking about. Don't knock the foil hat. Privacy is precious.
Hey, can y'all do us a big favor and smash that like button because YouTube hates my guts and they're not gonna notify anything I'm on, even on other people's channel. So if you
Are
smash the
you
like button,
serious?
yes, YouTube hates me. They hate my guts
They
because
don't like me much either, apparently. Because
because I came out with a series one time called hijacking live streams, and I will put a ski mask on, and like I will be live streaming, and then I will see somebody else live stream, and I will like, hey, put me on your show, and they will put me on their show, and I will say, hey, give me your topics now, or I'm gonna shoot you.
oh,
All
okay, yeah, that might get someone worked up. I mean, I can find the humor in that, but I could see how that might get somebody a little worked up.
and
To
ever
be
since
fair.
then, people been telling me that YouTube doesn't send them notifications when I put out videos and go
Right.
live.
I
So
think what might have slipped through the sensors is if you had like a yellow water gun, be like, all right, give me your topic, and just done that,
yeah,
that probably would have slipped past the sensors.
Mara, you might be right because instead of using a real gun, maybe I should have used a super soaker or something. You know?
Yeah, something that cannot be mistaken for being
Yes,
serious. Although on
yes.
one stream, there was like other people in the windows, and I made sure everybody could see that there was a yellow tip. I made sure of it so nobody would freak out. And so I'd go, and the person below me, I'd be like, pop, and pretend to shoot the person below me or
See,
beside me. Like, wrong answer,
people,
And I'm
like us,
surprised that didn't
Mora.
get in trouble.
People like us, Mora, we unpredictable. We got guns. See, I'm from Texas. You from Oklahoma. Guns is like
No neighbor.
even a baby can like go in the store and buy a gun. So
No. It is not that easy. It is not that easy. I mean, unless
well,
you
in
have
Texas it
unless
is.
you have a clean background. If you have a clean background, it is just
Mora,
about
I'm
is that
telling
easy.
you, in Texas, babies can walk around with guns, and people like, oh, that's a cute baby.
Shit. Dang. Texas is a
Hold
whole
on.
other country. No shit.
Give me 1 second. I'll be back. I got to do something real fast. Give me 1 second.
All
Okay.
right.
right.
Okay. Oh my God, his avatar is Steve Urkel. That's great. That is gold. Oh my goodness. Toy farms will get you shadow banned. Yeah, I only did it like that one time just so I wouldn't push my luck. But I did, like I said, make sure everybody saw that there was a yellow tip so that I would, like, there was nothing to be too serious about. But I only did it like the one time, like I said. YouTube doesn't like Liberty devices. I gotta highlight that. I love that term, Liberty devices. That is fucking great. I love that's a hell of a code word. I love it. Absolutely bloody love it. That is good. Anyway, so how is everybody? Each time gets you 1 year. Each time. Oh, what? Like getting in trouble for like toys like that? Dang. Dude, there's a story very scary about two Bigfoot encounters, and the smallest one like 9 foot tall. Holy shit! Do not shoot them. I don't know about babies, but I got my girls shooting at 8, same age my dad taught me. I started learning when I was about 7. And we started with BB guns first, and then went up to like a 22 rifle because they didn't have like a shit ton of recoil. Nobody wants their kid landing on their ass. But yeah, so
I'm back.
Hello.
What's up, Means of Destruction? I'm gonna tell y'all something about Means of Destruction. This dude is incredible. He lost weight with doing 100 push-ups a day, 100 sit-ups a day, 100 something a day, and then doing a 10K mile. That dude, Means of Destruction, is absolutely an alpha male.
I know.
Mora.
Yeah.
I want you to know that Means of Destruction, the guy that's in the chat right now, he's 100% pure alpha male. Do you know how he lost a lot of weight and gained muscle? This is what he did. He did 100 push.
What he eats and exercise.
Not only that, but he took exercise to another level. He did 100 push-ups a day, 100 sit-ups a day, and 100 crunches, and he did a 1K mile every day. And this is how I know he's not lying. He documented it on YouTube. I want to be like him when I grow up.
Like I don't get much notifications on YouTube. If I do, it's very few. I get like 4 a day, which is weird because I'm sub to way more people than 4. So it's very weird. And sometimes it's like almost duplicate notifications, like, hey, this person's going live in 30 minutes, and they're live. And so really it's only showing me like 2 or 3 people.
You know what how you can get more people? Do something super stupid on your thumbnail. I'm serious. It works. Like I did one like this where I made a face like this.
Oh
and
God, no!
I got 1,000 people. I got 1,000 views.
I can't handle 1,000 people coming in. I would not know what to do. I'd be like, oh sweet Christ!
I did a thumbnail like this. I'm serious. People like weird and drama
the
type
Forrest
stuff.
Whitaker eye and shit. Like, what is that?
Yeah, like that's the Toxic Avenger. I had one hanging like this.
Ice bucket challenge.
And
I
put on the
2013.
I put some. I put on the thing on the thumbnail. I got my eye on you, and a bunch of people came in and watched that video. I think they like it when you make a complete fool of yourself, though. I think that's what it is.
Oh my goodness gracious! Hi, Gilkey. That's terrible, though. But meow.
Me and Thomas, we got a thing going on where we talk about each
Oh,
other, but we
well, I
love
figured
each
he
other.
wasn't being too serious anyway.
Sometimes I tell Thomas I hate him. Sometimes I tell him I love him. Today I feel like I hate his guts, but I still
Why?
love
What
him.
the hell?
Look, me and Thomas got history, man. That's my friend.
Okay. As long as nobody takes it too serious, because I don't want anyone to get their feelings hurt. Like, dang, like we're not here to try to do that to folks. Anywho, but oh my goodness, oh my gosh, it's so cool to have you. Yes, we do have to do this more often. I think it's like I think I would have had you on sooner, but like honestly, like somewhere between my brain just doesn't work sometimes, and I'm bad at planning and figuring that everybody is busy and I don't want to bother them. So like I think it's been a combination of things.
We got
So
30 lights. Can we get it to 50 lights by the end of this
I would
stream?
totally die. I've never had 50 likes in a stream.
We
Like
need
holy shit.
we need
Which
50.
I mean
We
is
need
okay
50.
because I always have solid people. So it's
We need
always
50.
I'm more about the quality of the people than the quantity. But we do seem to have a shitload of quality and quantity going on right now. I'm pretty excited about that. Like, oh,
So you said you watch a lot of zombie movies. What would you do if you wake up like The Walking Dead and
okay,
everybody
like
is
The Walking
dead?
Dead. Okay, I was about to ask, like, we're talking 28 days later zombies or like the slow ones because I'll die the first day because in fact I can't run for shit.
I would
I'd
die
have
the
to
first
be,
day too.
I'd have to be doing this shit like around a car because that's my only chance. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
you know,
I
for
can't.
yeah. See, you a smart runner though, because either you zigzag
I know
or
my
run around the corner.
limitations. So I got to work with them.
Well, the neighborhood I was raised in,
The slow ones I can handle. It still won't be great, but I can handle the slow ones way better. Be like, pop, pop, pop. They're chasing me. I'm like, shit, what? Like, damn it. I can't climb trees. I am in so much trouble.
I figured like if I could run away from dogs, I could run away from zombies because
I don't
I
know if
could.
I can run away from dogs. I have not run in quite some time.
Well, I used to the neighborhood I was born and raised in. A lot of people used to have pit bulls, and these dogs would sometimes get off the leash and chase after me. And
Oh, shit.
one time I ran on somebody's car. Y'all getting a Fatal J exclusive right here, only on the Mora show. But I ran on top of a car, and the dog eventually left me alone and walked off. And I waited till he walked out. I waited like 10 minutes on top of the hood of the car. And then when I was coming off the car, I lost my footing and slipped backwards. And I fell right into the windshield and broke it. And whoever car that was, I'm absolutely sorry because I fucked your car up pretty bad. But I'm not gonna.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
But I would
Oh
never
my
admit.
lord.
Look, if you was in my situation and you fell on somebody's windshield and broke it, would you go tell them you did it too? Would you tell them?
It depends on how old I was. Because young enough, you can't get in too much trouble because you were trying to protect yourself from a dog attack.
I'm not telling nobody if nobody's seen it because I looked around, no one saw it. So guess what? I'm not saying a word. I'm not saying nothing.
200 zombies. Just remember, you don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be faster than the fastest zombie.
Is it pretty messed up if you have somebody you like? I mean, don't like in
Oh,
the
okay,
zombie
that's gonna be
apocalypse?
tough. Yeah, because like
No,
I
what
don't
I'm
want to
saying
be so
is,
bad that like I have to outrun you. I'm like, oh dear, sorry, buddy.
that's what I'm saying. What if you running with somebody you never did like before the zombie apocalypse and you use them as a shield or trip
No,
them and
no, 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 no. I have no. There's ethics issues here. I am not using someone as a meat shield. There's ethics here. Like anybody who's gonna be on
okay,
my zombie team, I have to trust them. If I trust them, they have to trust me, and I can't do that to them. That's unethical as fuck. We're just
I
gonna turn around and
understand.
start fucking mowing them down.
I
I
understand.
forget the name of the movie, but it was what is it? Uh, I can't even remember his name off the top of my head. But he was the boss guy in Pulp Fiction. Vin Ryan. Vin Rames.
Oh, you
And there was a scene where
Big
he's
Range, the
running
black
through the
dude.
forest, stops, turns around, and puts out his guns like this. That would have to be me. I would have to stop and be like, I guess we're just gonna start shooting. Like, fuck. Catch our breath for a minute.
I'm gonna be the type of guy. Hey, guy, I hated your guts anyway. Ah. No, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
that's so wrong. Oh
No,
my
I
god.
wouldn't do that. I wouldn't
There's
do
a
that.
serious ethics issue
Hey,
happening on this table right now.
I wouldn't do that.
I hope not, especially if you're on my zombie team. I hope not.
Fatal J, his name was
Marcellus
Shane.
Wallace. Yes, that's the character in Pulp Fiction, but I couldn't remember the actor's name off the top of my
Man,
head. I can't
what the
remember that
freak
movie.
was in there in Pulp Fiction when they opened up the suitcase and there was
Oh, like
like
glowy shit. Yeah,
what's
rumor was it was supposed to be Marcellus Souls, but I don't know how the hell that would have happened. And it was supposed to allude that that Band-Aid on the back of his head was how it came out, but no one ever really fully explained the situation. It's
to me that sound dumb as freak.
Weird.
That was dumb. What I'm thinking was that was a bunch of gold or something, like gold bars, because they turn yellow.
Oh, gold doesn't glow though, so it's kind of weird because it'd be like a slightly dark, and it'd be like, whoa, is this what I think it is? And
Well, maybe
like,
maybe it was
they
some
never
uranium.
allude to it.
Maybe it was some uranium or something. You know, uranium.
Oh, well, no. If it's uranium, you're going to need that case is going to have to be lined in lead. And you don't just open it unless you want to get more rads than you would off a toaster. That's a bad fucking idea. They'd have to be lined in lead.
Will you tell me what you think was in the suitcase?
The rumor is it was Marcella's soul.
How can you put a freaking soul in the...
I don't know. That was just the rumor. I don't have any better guesses.
You can't put a soul in a
technically, nobody knows what a soul looks like. And so,
it's more believable if you put uranium in there than a soul.
Yes, but also everybody would have been having cancer clusters out the ass because that thing, as far as I know, was not lined in any kind of protective lead. Because that's basically what you would need to carry uranium around.
And this is another question: them weak ass dudes. How did they take Marcellus soul and he was a badass? Them dudes they shot up was nerds.
Oh, I assume they probably like maybe a car door was left unlocked and they stole it out of the car, got their hands on it. Because I know they didn't strong arm it. That's for damn sure.
And then another thing, did they have a soul stealing machine or something? How the freak you steal somebody's soul out their neck?
I don't know.
Matter of fact, I didn't even know your soul was back there. I didn't even know your soul was freaking back there. Wouldn't your soul be in your heart and your brain?
I think it might be a little of everywhere, maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. Because when I watch cartoons, when people die, their whole body come out.
Well, I have blood all through my body, but they can take it out through one spot, so maybe it's like that.
Look here. Have you ever seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Not in probably 20 years.
Remember when they started killing the little cartoon characters at the end and their whole body came out and they was floating playing harps and going to heaven? That's how it is when you die. You play harps and your body come out.
That's the only way I'm going to be able to play a music instrument.
PJ, make sure to message me on Twitter, please. I have something to tell you.
Oh.
Very important. PJ is my friend. PJ is my friend. Okay. He's my friend. Orville Nation.
Yeah, Orville is awesome.
PJ, I keep hearing that Orville is not happening anymore. I keep hearing this council for good.
What? I can't handle that.
I can't handle that either because I need shows like that to keep me sane.
I do too. I love Orville Nation. Like they can't do that. No. Oh God. I can't handle that kind of news.
Somebody hit the dislike button. I don't think they like me on your show.
Oh, that don't worry about that. That happens every stream. I get one of those. It's somebody who's like, I at some point like early this year, I noticed that I was starting to get them, and I started checking my other streams, and they had not had them before. So somebody went back to even like videos that are years old and downvoted it. Like somebody was that salty.
I'm gonna
like, wow.
I'm gonna give you a YouTube secret though.
I'm
gonna give you a YouTube secret. When people hit the dislike button, it's just like they're hitting the like button.
Yeah, it's still interaction. So I think the person knows it. I think they're just doing it to hurt my feelings. They know it's not gonna like vote me off the island or anything. So I think they're doing it just to not be nice.
Well, it's no perfect channel. I don't think it's a channel out there without someone hitting the dislike button.
Dislike of me. I think it's somebody I know in person.
It might be an ex-boyfriend.
It could be. Like I have like two suspects in mind on who I think it is. So, but it's okay
He
because
probably
neither
said,
one
"You
of them
know what?
matter.
This is the only thing I
Neither
can
one of
do."
them matter.
He
Okay.
he probably said, "This is
Every
the
time they
only
hit that
thing I
down
can
button,
do is to hit the dislike button because she won't go out with me anymore. She
or
won't
because I
date me."
found out they're sneaky and conniving, whatever. But yeah. So go ahead, give me that interaction, baby. The only interaction I'll let you give me. Anyway,
So I was talking to Mora the other night, and I was saying, "Mora, you don't look your age." I said, "You look 23."
oh my God, you're so full of it. You're such a charmer. Oh my God. You wouldn't
I
believe the exfoliating I do. You wouldn't believe it.
I
It
wouldn't
was,
ask you your
I
age.
took a buck knife to my face, okay? Because they had those little
What?
things that do like, well, hold on. They had these things that do like dermaplaning where it's supposed to do this, like to scrape off dead skin. And I am not going to a spa. Well, first off, I can't afford it, but if I could, I'm not paying $100 an hour to have someone go scrape dead skin off my face. I'll do it my damn self. And so I go like this carefully, like people would used to do with a sharp knife to shave. And I take a buck knife and scrape dead skin.
Look, you
And then
better
I,
be freaking careful before you have a scalp.
oh, I am, especially under this area. That's tricky.
You're gonna
But
have your jawbone showing if you do that. Stop that.
I know how to do it. Trust me.
Okay, just hey, don't say Fatal J
I've
didn't
been doing it
warn
for
you.
quite a while, so I'm okay. The ankles, though, because I try to just exfoliate
Look here,
everything.
Mara. I've been shaving for a while, and this is what happens. Look, that's what happens. I've been shaving for 20 years. I
Me
mean,
too.
15 years. Hold on. When did I start getting a mustache? 18, 17, 18?
I've been
I'm
shaving for longer than 20 years.
you supposed to mess around and tell your age. You better be careful.
Everybody already knows I'm almost 39. I'll be 39 at the end of September.
Oh, well, you just told it. There you go. But most women don't do that.
Well, I don't see there's any point in lying because I either look good for my age or I don't. And telling me, like, if I say, oh, yeah, I'm 21, like, you look rough for 21, honey. Look, you know? But, like, if you're almost 40, then it's like, okay, it's not too bad. I've seen worse. It kind of changes the grading scale on that a little bit. So, I mean,
If you was
you
an
might have been
actress,
fucking for a while.
what type of actress do people say you look like?
I I remember being 13 and someone told me I looked like Michelle Pfeiffer. Uh, in my early 20s, I was told that I looked like Angelina Jolie a little bit. Not quite as sharp
But the
jawline.
blonde hair throws that off. I could kind of see that with the if
Well,
you
most of
dyed
her
it
movies she
brunette.
wasn't blonde. In Gone in 60 Seconds she was, and Girl Interrupted she was. But the rest of the movie she had dark hair. But I think I was told I looked like her when she was in Hackers. I had more of like a rounder face. So
Yeah,
I was told.
she don't lost a lot of weight though.
Yeah, well, I mean, you get older, your face kind of thins out, I mean, it happens. I mean, good God, the woman's like nearly 50. I mean, she's rocking it. Like, I can't even hate.
Yeah, she is rocking it, and she got a million babies too that she adopted.
Well, not a million, but maybe a half a million. No, she did, though. Yeah, ooh, a lot of kids. Plus, she had twins, and then I think she had another one.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you who. I'm gonna tell you who you look like. I don't want you to get offended though. You
Oh,
ready?
shit. Hold
Yeah.
on.
You look like two people that used to be in Hollywood and not in Hollywood anymore. You look like that chick they call Jenny McCarthy. You remember Jenny McCarthy?
Oh, my God, Jenny McCarthy. Holy shit.
And then another one you look like is, and I hope you don't get offended when I say this. This chick used to be a porn star named Jenna Jameson.
Jenna Jameson. I swear, Jenna Jameson and I forget the name of the other one. Were like the main ones in like the late '90s and shit. I remember hearing about that. That is not the worst combination I've ever heard in my life. That's not bad.
But you know what, Jenna Jameson, I saw something recently of her. She's really messed up.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Like if
What's
you
wrong with
go,
her?
man, I don't know. I don't know. Life has been harsh on her.
Well, I mean, I mean, she's been ridden more than like airplanes have. But
That's
like,
true. I think
so I mean,
I
they may,
think that takes a
also
toll
heard she had
on.
a drug problem for a while.
But you
So
know,
that
this is what this is what I notice about porn star women. Like after a while, they can be hot, smoking hot, and then after a while, after they've been rolled down and towed up,
really hard to put up wet.
they start to look bad. I don't think the human body is meant to have that much DNA in it. That's all I'm saying. That's what I think. That's all I'm saying.
Damn. You would
I'm,
think actually, I don't know. You would think all those enzymes and proteins would actually like increase
no,
endurance and age, like
I think the
a
human
booster
body is.
shot.
I think the human body is only meant to have just a few DNA in it. You know what I mean? Maybe 10 at the most. But these chicks go through 20, 30, 40, 50 men. And I'm talking about these dudes is dogging these women out on these scenes. You know what I
God,
mean?
I hope
So,
nobody I know is watching this channel right now.
when you
Oh
said
my
this is the
god.
offense, you told me this is the offensive show. You said this was the offensive
Not
show.
pornographic.
Well, I'm just saying, all I'm saying is this. I'm not showing actual things. I'm just saying I don't think the human body can handle that much DNA.
Oh my god, poor Wookie. Even he's like, Lord help us all.
Means of Destruction said the
Oh,
adult entertainment industry is brutal. Think of the hate on YouTube and image that Pornhub doesn't allow for the modes. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man. Whenever you look like uh this is how they look now. When you look on Google, those chicks look bad. They
a
look
lot
bad.
of times they actually look like surprisingly different without that fucking ton of makeup they wear.
Yeah,
Like
because
I've seen them when they're
they
like it's healthy looking. You're like, whoa, that's a hell of a difference. She doesn't have eyebrows. Holy fuck,
yeah.
It's like, ooh, even the eyebrows ain't real. God dang.
And then
Damn.
another thing that kind of trips me out, they mess around and get married. Like, come on. Come on.
A lot of times they actually marry somebody who's in the industry.
It
So
don't
they
it
already
still
go
doesn't
into the
work out.
marriage understanding how it's working.
It's not gonna work out though. It's not gonna work out.
I I do not keep statistics on that.
Look here, if I see my wife in a situation like that in the movie, I'm done.
But that's why they usually marry somebody who's already in the industry as well.
It still
And
doesn't work.
I think for a while when Jen Jameson got married and her husband was in the industry, they had a contract where it was only them in the movies together. So I think they did something like that. I think somebody did.
Optic Racer says Fatal was up to something. There is new scientific data.
I don't know. I don't know if anybody's gonna waste money on data for something like this, but maybe. I mean, people waste money on some weird shit, so I don't know.
I do think though, like when you with
That would
somebody
that clickbait would get me like statistics on porn stars. Like no one looks around. Click. Okay.
but I do think though, like when you got two people that love each other and they start to the DNA start to swap because the man get the woman's DNA too, and when they start swapping and mixing, and you with that person for a long time, y'all start becoming one and start acting like each other.
That actually it has been seen and I think spoken of that sometimes like people in their 80s who've been married for like 60 years, like die within a few hours of each other oftentimes.
That
And
happened
you
to
can
my
have
freaking
similar facial
grandparents.
expressions, similar
That hap-
facial expressions, this and that.
That happened to my grandparents. My grandma died. They died a month from each other. A month.
Oh my goodness.
Fatal Lights
Sorry.
hentai porn. What is that?
It's like anime but with really questionable tentacles.
I like anime, but I don't like stuff like that.
Pair bonding. That sounds way better.
Yeah, pair bonding. I really believe that, man. I really believe that. I really do. What kind of hat is that? That's Native American? Or
No,
what's that? That's witch doctor type stuff.
yeah.
Why I got a feeling, Maury, you put spells on people.
No, I don't play those games. No.
You don't put spells on people and get them to do what you want them to do.
No. There's so many reasons why you shouldn't, even if you could. Because
Yeah,
it's not
I watched the
it's not
weird.
authentic if you do that. It's not really them.
You ever watch a movie called True Blood? A TV show called True Blood?
Oh yeah, about season 3, I just like, you know what? I've had about all I can take of this shit.
They touched on a
That's
lot
just
of that voodoo
completely
stuff.
out of, like, it just got too much. I was like, you know what? Nah. Give me, it's like not careful if she wiggles her nose.
Click on the PayPal and make sure that you tip Mora because she's one of the most excellent YouTubers known to man and female.
Oh no, I am not. Oh my god, you were happy crying.
It's true. I can only speak real. I can only speak real.
Oh my goodness. You all charming as hell. I can't even.
I just
Yeah,
like watching True Blood because I like.
Where it started to get really kind of just just too out of range for me. I'm just like, oh,
I just
okay.
like True Blood because I like the name of the lead girl. Her name was Suki. Suki.
It's weird ass name, especially in the South. Like, what kind of name is that?
Hey Suki. And then it's a TV show on MTV called Jersey Shore, and it's a girl on there named
Just
Snooki.
stop. We're not talking about that Jersey Shore garbage. Oh my
But
god.
I just like it because it's a girl on there named Snooki. Snooki.
I know. I did enjoy South Park's portrayal of her. That was hilarious. They made her look like a grungy rat with a rat tail, humping all over everything.
Oh yeah, they murder everybody on that show. Like
I know, but I love how they're equal opportunity. They murder.
they did Michael Jackson the worst. Had his nose keep falling off.
Oh, well, like I said, they go after everybody, and I like the fearlessness of it. Like, they just, like, nobody's safe. They don't necessarily just pick on any one particular person. They just go after everyone, everything, and I love it. I mean, it's hilarious. Awesome.
All right, Mara, I'm supposed to. You got me looking at Jenna Jameson pictures.
No, that's you. I didn't make you do shit. Oh, you man. Anywho, we were going to watch the videos. Like, you got me laughing. I'm sitting there like, aw, her. Jersey Shore rules. Get out. No. Man, people.
Oh, the actor Brian.
That's what I have to draw the line at. You know.
The actor Lafayette died. He was like the best actor on the show. The black guy he was the gay guy, the black guy. His name was Lafayette. He was the black dude that said.
Oh, Lafayette. Oh, yes. I thought we were still talking about Jersey Shore, and I was like, they're a bunch of Guidos. What the fuck are you talking about? But oh yeah, Lafayette. Lafayette was sassy. He's like, thank God I'm on my beta blockers and walked the fuck off. He was hilarious as hell. I love him. Oh, I love Lafayette. He is. Oh yeah, yes. It definitely wasn't the same without him. I was like, man, when I heard he died, I was like, yeah, there's just no point. Like he was just sassy as fuck. It was awesome. I need that guy to dress me, or would have. Yeah, that would have been awesome. Trust me, made me look cool.
How many tattoos you have?
Approximately 14.
You're getting more, huh? Tell the truth.
I have not gotten a tattoo since about 2011.
You getting another one? You getting another one?
I don't have the money for that. I have to worry about property tax and getting my house auctioned off. So
I'm gonna be in the same boat soon because I just got pre-approved for a home loan. I'm looking for a house now.
I don't have a mortgage. Oh God, no, I wouldn't be able to afford the interest rates. God dang, I can't.
I know, man. Interest sucks, man. You at the end of the day, you paying for 2 freaking houses. People don't understand this though.
Once a year.
People don't understand for the first 10 freaking years. I almost said another word. For the first 10 years, you paying interest. You're not even paying for the house yet.
Yeah, you're paying the interest. The
yeah.
Interest yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch out for banks. Like even like the framers of the Constitution wanted us to watch out for central banks because they were gonna. You'll be paying everything will be debt. You'll be constantly in debt.
Look forever. Here, let me tell you something about our infrastructure. Since we're going back to the government is creepy type stuff. The banks are the devils, and colleges.
Central banks are the devil.
Colleges are
Credit
devils
cards are
too.
devil. I don't use them.
Colleges are devils too. A lot of people graduate. I be watching people graduate with all their pictures and stuff. You owe
Yeah,
$30 to
hey,
$40,000 worth of loans.
or more, depending on what you did. Yeah, that's why I try to encourage my daughter if she wants to go to school for something, go to trade school. They go straight to teach you exactly what you went to school for, none of the extra fluff. And I told her that grants are important, not student loans. Grants that you don't have to pay back.
But you know what? This
So, for her.
generation is so freaking lazy. They don't want to even look for the grants. It's a bunch of grants out there that will pay for your college.
Yes, yes. There's grants for women. There's grants for minorities. There's grants for opening a business.
Yeah, it's grants
There's
for black
grants
people.
for Native Americans. There's grants for everybody. It's just, yeah. If you look up student grants, you got to watch out for some of those that are .com because they will charge you money to look up grants. And it's stupid. You want to find something that's like .org, shit like that. That's what you want to look for.
Yeah, college is the devil. Banks are the devil. Just think about this, though. Just think about this. You give your money to a place to keep, and that place take your money and put it into investments to make them richer. And the bank is so freaked up right about now. They're not even giving you interest on keeping your money in the bank.
Some
So
do, but not much.
yeah, probably like two freaking quarters. It's
And then
not
they try to
much.
recoup the money on people who come to take loans out. And then,
Do you know how happy I would be, Maura, if you gave me your money and I use it to invest to make me richer? And every week, every 2 weeks, or every month, you just keep giving me your money to invest? Have you ever thought about that?
I'd rather keep my money in a freaking like coffee pot or a
That's
coffee
what
jar.
old people, that's what our grandparents used to do. They didn't give
And
a damn
actually, the
about a
best
bank.
thing you should do is actually try, if you can, because sometimes things are expensive. Get like those little things. They're shaped like dominoes, like or whatever, bits of silver, because gold's expensive. But try to buy bits of silver because no matter what happens to the currency, every country will accept silver. They will buy it.
You know why? Because the only thing that's worth anything in this
Gold and
world,
silver.
gold,
Because our
silver,
money is not backed by gold or silver anymore. They've
the
been
only
printing out monopoly money for so long that the dollar used to be an IOU. It was a guarantee
it was an
that there was
IOU
bank,
from
it
the
was like a
banks.
check. It was guaranteed money in the bank.
Yep.
Now it's not. And so yeah. So we're on the same page apparently on this.
Gold, silver, and livestock like cattle and stuff like that. That's the only three things
That's
that's worth
expensive.
something in this
That's
world.
expensive upkeep. I mean, if they want to do it, that's fine, but make sure they're properly fed. That you can make sure the veterinarian
But
checks
what
them
I'm
out.
saying is
That's a
the
lot
thing.
of responsibility.
But what I'm saying is you need something to eat. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. Chickens will be a lot easier to maintain. It may get boring, but it's food, and they can their feed they require very little feed, and they actually will a lot of times will eat the bugs in your yard. And the only downside is that sometimes the I think the ammonia in their excrement could make it a little hard to grow stuff. So you'd want your garden somewhere else, obviously. But uh, yeah,
So
but yeah,
everybody
they
out there,
bugs and everything out of the ground.
Fatal J and Mara is giving you life lessons. Don't invest in the stock market. Start buying up some gold and silver.
The
And I'm
Amer-
gonna
there, there is something actually on YouTube if you can find it still, and it's called The American Dream, and the animation looks
I
similar
saw
to
that
South
with
Park.
that little cartoon.
Yeah, it's cute as shit, but yeah,
I-
it's so true. It shows
But it woke me up. It woke me.
bubble pop.
Yeah, it woke me up to the banks and how they slimy bastards. They're
Yeah, they
slimy.
showed the banks as being like three-headed snakes and shit because
Cause,
they are snakes, dude.
Because before the banks, do you know what we used to do? We used to barter and trade. We
Well,
wasn't
yeah, that was a long time ago, but the reason money, as the cartoon shows, and Silent J, God, Fatal J, Silent J, fuck. Anyway, yeah, they realized that sometimes people don't want to trade a blueberry pie for a loaf of bread. So money came into play, so that it was a guaranteed IOU that I have gold that you can go cash in later, that you can get that, and that's how money came to be, of course. And then when the
They
banks
kill,
started
do you know they
doing
killed
crazy shit,
JFK? They killed JFK because he was getting rid of all that. He was getting rid
yeah,
of the
yeah,
Federal
he was,
Reserve. He was
yeah,
getting rid of
one of
that,
the
and it
final
was like,
pieces
no,
was
we want them to keep using this fake money.
because
He was,
money equals debt.
yeah, JFK. He was going to back the dollar up again with gold. The only currency that's backed up by gold now, I think, is China. They're the only ones, and that's why
I don't know. I don't know if they are or not. I know Libya was, and then that's why one of the reasons Gaddafi was killed.
they killed Gaddafi because he was going to start an African dollar, and he was going to back his African
And the
dollar.
oil was cheaper. It was cheaper to
They
live
killed
there.
Gaddafi.
The oil was a reasonable price. Uh, at the
If
time, the government, if you were wanting to get started making a farm, something that contributed to society, they would help give you grants to get it started. Everything, and
if
America just couldn't allow that to someone to show them up.
if Gaddafi would have came out with that African dollar, it would have destroyed America's dollar. It would have destroyed our dollar, and they killed him. They got his people to kill him, bastards.
Right? My mom liked Gaddafi. She thought he was pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
Gaddafi was
I
cool,
mean,
man.
and think about it. Like, I mean, he hadn't fucked with us since the '70s. Like, and he was a grandfather. So we went after an old grandfather, killed one of his grandkids and him. Like after what, almost 40 years since they fucked with us last. That's retarded. That's stupid. Are you kidding me? You waited 40 years to go after someone who hasn't messed with you since the '70s? Come on now. Whatever.
Wookie, you are not crazy, sir. An optic racer. Yeah, you guys talking serious stuff. The student debt situation is very real. Look, I work in a place where you have the majority of the people who relied on loans to pay for their schooling. And we got a cafeteria where I work at. They can't afford freaking a $5 lunch. They can't afford it. Like I'm talking to the cafeteria lady, and she telling me about some people up in there, and she's saying these people tabs are in the $200 and $300 because they can't afford a $5 freaking lunch. And you
Crazy.
mean to tell me college is the way? College is not the way.
Not
It's the
anymore.
college is the biggest scam known to man. And
Trade
the only
school is the way to go. Trade school. They,
trades.
they yeah, they go
If
straight.
you
They don't teach you the extra fluff and stuff. They teach you
I'm
exactly what you
I'm
went
gonna
there to
tell
learn.
you, if Fatal J was over the school systems, what I would do. With first grade through fourth, or kindergarten through fourth grade, fifth grade, I would teach you the basic things like math, reading, social study, history, all that jive. But when you leave fifth grade and go on up, I'm going to only teach you 3 trades that you can take with you. Now, if you want to go to college and destroy your life, that's fine. But I'm going to teach you some trades that you can rely on, something that the world would always need, like plumbing, mechanics, electrician, something like that. Even hair salon
Carpentry.
ladies. Yeah. I would say pick 3 of these and go with these all the way till you graduate.
Farming. Farming would be a good one.
Farming, heck yeah.
Agriculture.
And if you stick with those 3, if you had those 3 to fall back on, this country will flourish again. But this country is relying on debt. They want you to be in debt. They want you to have a house loan. They want you to have a house that you pay at 200, 300, 400, $400,000 on. They want you to have 20, 40, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 in college debt. They want you
They
to
want
have a
you to have a
car.
car that you're constantly like paying on.
That's why people are about to blow, because they
That's why
can't
people don't
afford it.
like capitalism, because capitalism is actually the problem. It's the crony capitalism. It's the cheating and the greed that is happening within that is the issue. Because I can't tell you how many times I've seen on TV that people are protesting capitalism and they're set there selling shirts. They're not giving them away. They're selling shirts about not liking capitalism. And you know they're doing it for a profit.
What if we What if everybody around the country just stopped buying some stuff for one day?
I would say like, well, that would be a little tough because I mean, if they bought just what they needed, that would make an impact. Because I mean, if you have a 40-inch TV, for instance, you don't need a 60 or 70-inch. You really don't need it. Don't. If we would stop buying the things that are really truly unnecessary and stuff to like food, clothing when needed, not just, ooh, I've got to have these new snakeskin boots. No, no, you don't actually fucking need that. You want that. We need to learn the difference between want and need.
I
If we
got an
stuck with
eight.
what we just needed, things would be a lot better. We wouldn't find ourselves quite in so much trouble.
They set up traps for you. I got a freaking 800 credit score.
Damn! I think I'm negative.
I can buy a freaking mansion if I wanted to, but this is how they tricking me. I can buy the mansion, but I will be paying for it for the rest of my life, or I won't be paying it and my credit will be bad. But why the freak are we going off credit in the first place? It's because they want you to have debt.
Yep.
This is a debt-based society. This is a society where they're depending on you struggling and paying payments on bull crap for the rest of your life. And it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. This has been an epic stream where we've been talking about porn stars. We've talked about credit and loans. We have talked about the government and aliens and Sasquatch. We have talked about the neck. Did we talk about the Loch Ness monster?
Okay, we should probably just do weird ass videos like I was. Although everybody's all worked up, and I think they want to rebel now. So which is
Yeah.
kind of good.
We the rebellion, and we're going against the Sith Lords, the Empire.
Oh, that's oh my goodness. Oh, this hat is killing me. Oh my god, it feels so itchy and weird. Oh my god.
All right, Mara, I think I'm gonna go.
Killing.
I think I'm gonna go. You help me relieve some stress.
Well, you're supposed to stay and watch the videos with us.
What video?
I told you we were gonna watch like some weird ass videos like we did yesterday.
Okay, let's watch one, and then I gotta go.
What?
Why you trying to keep me here, huh?
Well, I mean, duh, but still.
Look, just because you look like Jenna Jameson doesn't mean I have to stay for hours and hours, even though I want to.
Not hours and hours. It's been here like an hour.
We got 17 people in the chat. Please smash that like button, please.
Let's see. Photos of creepy stories. Ooh, haunted buildings. That looks like fun.
Sith Lord. I am a Sith. When it comes to Star Wars, the only thing that I'm really impressed with is the Sith because the Jedi are so boring. But let's watch this video.
Make sure there's not a bunch of. Okay. Make sure it wasn't a bunch
This
of
is
ads.
Slapped Ham. Today we're talking about haunted buildings. From the spirit of an accused witch that still roams the halls of her former convent to the dead daughter of a lighthouse keeper that's still seen on the property today. We count 10 of the most haunted buildings around the world.
The Sagamore is reported to be one of the most haunted hotels in the United States. It was built in the 1800s on the shore of Lake George and has many eerie stories attached. Some say a couple who were the first guests to stay in the hotel linger on in ghost form. Guests have reported seeing them descend down the stairs from level 2 to take their seats in the dining room before vanishing. There's reports of a ghostly woman in a blonde dress that regularly talks to hotel workers. The encounters are so eerie that it's made several staff quit, including a cook who refused to work after he saw the woman. Another regular ghost has been named Walter. Walter is a stout man who appears out of thin air after brushing past both staff and guests. The area surrounding Fort William Henry Museum has seen many battles, including a huge massacre, disease, and intense weather, which some think is the perfect breeding ground for ghosts. Many of the tour guides that run regular ghost walks around the property all agree that spirits definitely remain in the area. However, they seem mostly peaceful and don't want to cause any harm. One ghost, known as Mary, whispers to people passing through a certain staircase. She says, hurry up, sometimes giving a little push to the back. Amusingly, another ghost is said to have complimented a guide's hat. Many report that the ghosts are more active at night. One evening during a tour, a little girl had flying orbs all around her. A little boy said he could see shadows everywhere, and eventually the glowing orbs flew around the room. One tour guide claims that they were able to get a globe to float into their hand. The North Head Quarantine Station in Sydney, Australia was used as a place to keep sick people in quarantine. From 1833 to 1984, more than 600 people reportedly died at the station from diseases like the bubonic plague, influenza and typhus. The most famous ghost at the station is the little girl in the pink dress, who has been seen by dozens of tourists. She is said to be quite solid, she can touch objects and have an effect on them. A medium taken to speak with the girl reported that the girl was murdered by her doctor, possibly euthanized. People claim that they've heard the little girl saying repeatedly, "I don't ever want to go back."
I would never want to go back either.
Notorious for the 1892 axe murders of her father and stepmother while they slept. Lizzie was acquitted of the murders but has become infamous and is assumed by many to be the murderer. Nowadays, you can stay at the Borden home and even sleep in the room where her stepmother's body was found. Guests often run out of the house screaming, and the owner hears people moving around on the top floors when she knows no one is there. Doors open and close randomly, and she even sometimes smells the floral scent of someone's perfume. While she's never seen anything solid, one night the chandelier wouldn't turn off. Shadows were cast around the room and a black figure was seen to be approaching her up the stairs. Needless to say, she slept in her car that night rather than wait and see what would happen if the shadow got too close.
I would too.
The Masonic Temple...
You scared the crap out of me because I thought you were floating in the air. You on a bed?
The hotel has over 1,000 rooms.
I'm about to say shit. I'm about to say Mora's a ghost too.
Including several sightings of George himself. George died when he jumped off the roof of his own building, and guests have reported seeing him climbing the staircase to his doom. Guests have noted slamming doors, strange noises, and random cold spots all throughout the building. But the most common claim is that they constantly feel like they're being watched by something. Salem Inn was built in Salem, Massachusetts, the town famous for witch hunts and trials. While the owners and staff vehemently decline the existence of ghosts and paranormal activity within the inn, guests often report sightings and strange experiences. There is one ghost known as Catherine who rushes in through the front door and brings a cold breeze with her. And while there are no cats located or even allowed on the premises, guests who are allergic to cats report symptoms as if a cat were around, and guests frequently say they keep seeing cats out the corner of their eyes. Another famous ghost is that of a child, and it's said that their laughter can be heard throughout the inn, as well as sounds of their feet shuffling
That's
down
creepy.
the hall.
That is crazy.
Maria Renata von Mossau was one of the last women to be tried for witchcraft in Germany. She was a Bavarian nun and was only 19 when beheaded and burnt. She confessed to poisoning her fellow nuns, consorting with the devil since she was 7, and now, over 250 years later, her ghost is said to still roam the halls of the convent she was taken from.
Whoa.
The castle was built in South Africa in the late 1600s and has a long and bloody history. Now the fort is not in military use and is instead a tourist attraction. The night shift guards say they've heard strange noises, including blood-curdling screams in the darkest parts of the building. It is said to be the ghost of a man who hanged himself in the bell tower more than 300 years ago. The building even houses a dungeon where people used to be tortured, and one guard said one night he heard the screams of many people. When he went to investigate, no one was there, but he couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. In the convent of St. Agnes in Josefov, Prague, a ghost commonly referred to as the murdered nun can be seen regularly. In her life, she was the daughter of a wealthy noble and fell in love with a poor knight. As the class divide was too much of an issue for her father, he sent her to live in the convent. One night, after making plans to see her beloved knight, her father found out and stabbed her to death. She now wanders the convent and always appears to be sad, and on occasion is either covered in blood or weeping. She is a kind ghost, however, and reportedly appeared in front of a suicidal girl who was about to
There's
poison
no
herself.
such thing as a kind ghost.
Right out of her hand and gave her a bag of coins instead. Located on the coast of Florida, the St. Augustine Lighthouse is still active today. Countless paranormal stories surround this forbidding tower. Tour guides report being physically touched, one had hairs ripped off his arm and was tripped over in the basement. Shadowy figures are seen on the stairs, footsteps are heard when no one is around. Unexplained voices are often reported, and one paranormal investigative team heard a woman asking for help over and over, but they couldn't find anyone around. Some say a lightkeeper's daughter tragically died here. The above photo was taken by cell phone tower technician Fagan Helms while working on a nearby site. He claims he had a clear view of the lighthouse all day and didn't see anyone at the top of the tower. Later that night, when he was reviewing his photos, he got chills at what he saw. There,
Oh,
in one
wow.
photo, clear as day, is the figure of someone standing precariously close to the edge of the
They
lighthouse
feel like they're
lookout.
sitting on
Could
the
this be
edge.
the spirit of the lightkeeper's daughter who sadly lost her life on the property many years ago?
Well, that's the end of the episode.
So how intrigued are you?
I'm tripping out on Kai because he said Fatal J thinks Casper is a fraud. That's true, man. The dude was talking about friendly ghosts. There ain't no such thing as a freaking friendly ghost. The whole point of them showing up is to scare the hell out of you.
Not necessarily.
Yes, they are. More, you mean to tell me if it was a ghost in your house, you're gonna be like, oh, hey.
I think it would depend on. I mean, just because someone shows up doesn't mean they're there to scare you. It just comes out that way.
Well, guess what? You have more cojones than me, because if I see a freaking ghost in my house, I'm running out of there and I'm never living in there again. Period.
So.
I don't like
besides,
ghosts.
The weird shit stays in the attic mostly anyway. So.
See, you keep telling me you don't do witchcraft, but I'm starting to believe it. I think you do. I think you do.
Why would me hearing weird stuff in the attic indicate witchcraft exactly?
I just think you like that type of stuff. Like
No.
you floating right now. You're floating in the air.
I have a green screen and a green fabric on my couch.
AKA you're floating. That's an excuse, okay?
Oh my goodness gracious.
You seen it first on the Mora show? She's floating in the air.
You are too much sometimes, I swear.
I have never experienced a ghost in my life, and I hope I never will. There's a lot of people, I'll be watching TV shows, people searching for that crap. I'm not ever going to search for that crap.
I watch those shows and they're outrageous. Oh, I don't watch them. I have seen them. I don't really watch them. And they're like, I dare you to come out here and this and that. I'm like, I don't know why you talking shit, because if it does, you're going to scream like a 5-year-old
Marva,
girl.
let me tell you something. One time I was smoking some weed many years ago, and I got so high that inside my house, I kept hearing a baby crying. That freaked me out.
Hell no, I'd have left.
That freaked me out because, for one, I knew I was super high. For two, I was looking for the baby and couldn't find it. For three, my mind told me it's ghost in here. So no, I don't fool with ghosts, weed, or babies anymore.
Yeah, it sounds like that thing I saw someone post and goes, there's nothing cuter than the sound of children's laughter, unless it's 3 a.m. and you have no kids.
Yeah, that'll freak you out.
I would be like, ah!
I just kept hearing this in the background.
Oh, God. That'd be too much. I'm out.
And I'm looking under the couch. I'm looking in the chimney.
Couch?
I'm looking in.
Couch occasionally.
I'm looking under the trash can. I'm like, what? Where is you? Quit crying.
Yeah, under the trash can, really? Oh my God.
Would you shut up?
That's not comforting. Telling a baby to shut up is not going to make them shut up.
And I was thinking, I'm high as crap. I even put like cotton balls in my ear, and I still heard it. Maybe it was a ghost messing with me, or maybe I was just super high. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they spiked your weed with something.
They probably did. That wouldn't be the first time.
little sprinkle of angel dust just to fuck with you, like on that movie Friday, and it's all twitching and
I
shit.
remember one time I ate a weed, brought in, went driving somewhere, and the freaking
Oh
steering
god,
wheel,
eating is a whole different thing.
melted in my hand while I was driving. And I said, you know what? It would be a good time to go back home. And I did. Yeah, man. They laced me a few times. One time I was so high, I made it home, laid down in my bed, and then all of a sudden a bunch of spiders started crawling all over me.
Oh god, what the fuck are you eating? Jesus.
I don't know what that was.
I
Let's
mean,
just
I've been
say,
on shrooms before and I didn't have that. What in the fuck, man?
and it was like little baby spiders, like crawling all over
Oh,
me and
Jesus,
stuff.
man.
And
Uh,
I said, okay, well maybe it's just my bed, you know. So I got up and
some
went
people
into
just
another
don't do well
room.
with I
Um,
think we may not be your drug. You know what I'm saying?
I
Holy
got
shit.
up and walked to another room, sat on the couch. I said, okay, the couch is cool. Then the spiders came out of the couch and started crawling all over me. I said, you know what? I'm never hanging out with these guys again.
Oh, God. That's just too dang much for me. I just can't even. Uh, Brian is on here is accusing you of shroom tea. I've had shrooms and I can confirm that I have never had that issue. I see everything that is there. It's just everything's outlined in rainbow colors and everything's sparkly and great. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck he had, but holy shit, that's some scary shit. Like I don't know what it is, but you are never gonna be our dealer ever. Oh my god,
All
no.
right, Mara, I got to go, but before I leave, you can ask me any question in the world and I'll answer it.
Oh, I'm not good at surprise questions, so I have like no idea.
Okay, well, I'm going to answer the question for you before I leave. Fatal J, what type of YouTube content are you going to make in the future? That's pretty cool, Mara. That's a good question. I'm going to make Pee Wee Herman and Steve Urkel content for the rest of my YouTube career. I look up to Pee Wee Herman. I want to be just like him. I was mad at a lot of people in the world because they said Steve Pee Wee Herman was wrong for the things he did in that movie theater. And last time I checked, if I went to the movies and I was watching the type of movie he was watching, I would get caught doing the same thing. So Pee Wee Herman, you're a great actor. You're a great man. And my YouTube channel, The Fatal J Show, is dedicated to you. Maura, thank you so much for having me on the show. We got to do this sometime again in the future. And maybe you got to come on my show too. You got to come on my show
Oh
too. We got to make things happen. Now, I'm going to ask you a riddle. I'm going to see if you know Fatal J pretty good or people in the chat know me pretty good.
God, I'm bad at riddles.
What are 2 words you say to get Fatal J off a live stream?
What 2 words do you say to get Fatal J off of the live stream?
Pay attention to the chat because they might know.
I think I know, but I don't want you to go.
I have to go. I'm sorry.
Goodbye.
No, it's
Is
not
that
goodbye.
it's not? Okay, that seems like that would be it.
Look at
Okay.
the chat. Look at the chat.
Oh, okay. Well, the chat on the StreamYards is slower than the
Say what they say. Say what they're saying.
Ninja Vanish. Ah, damn it. Ninja Blast. We've tried that one as well, I suppose. Darn. Oh, darn it. But we can still watch wild ass videos and entertain probably for at least another half hour, I say. I think 2 hours is okay. Although anytime I say that, it ends up becoming 4 hours. But I am super fucking hungry. I don't think I've eaten today. So, yeah. I probably will, like, go get food soon. That was very cute. Ninja Vanish so reluctant. Oh, yeah, I didn't want him to, like, who wants him to leave? Like, nobody wants him to leave. Of course. And that was so awesome. Like, oh my god. So I was like super hoping that like something didn't come up and he'd be busy, you know. So I was like, that's why in the description I said hopefully a special guest will show up. So that way, if it didn't, then it just wouldn't happen. But if you showed up, then it's like, woo, you know. But, oh yeah, I was about to do that, and then I realized I have to screen share. So we will go back to watching the weird-ass shit. Because, well, like I said, it is the start of the Halloween season, because for me, that starts in September. Because the Halloween season really just doesn't last long enough, to be honest. So, alright, I think 15 most incredibly abandoned homes. That could be kind of fun and weird.
We all aspire to one day move into our dream home, and for a lot of people, that idea seems far out of reach. With so many forced to rent small rooms or who can't even have a roof above their heads at all, it seems unbelievable that there are thousands of homes that have been left completely unoccupied.
This is like candy for me, gold. It's so cool.
From stunning castles to gigantic mansions, it's time to look at the 15 most incredible abandoned homes in the world. Number 15. Linwood Hall. Linwood Hall was designed towards the end of the 19th century by Horace Trumbauer as the main Philadelphia residence for the successful industrialist Peter Whittier. Built in a T-shaped design, it has 110 rooms, which includes 55 bedrooms, an art gallery, a 1,000 guest capacity ballroom, a swimming pool, multiple cellars, and even its own power plant. The original owner died in 1915, however, and his heirs had previously lost their lives in the Titanic disaster. The neoclassical hall changed hands several times over the next few decades, even being used as a training ground for military dogs during the Second World War, before falling into a state of disrepair. While most of the original fittings are still in place, serious renovation work is now needed. There have been no permanent residents since the 1950s, which seems like a tragic waste of the building. It was on the market in 2019 for a price of just $11 million, but according to some estimates, it would require a further $50 million just to restore it to a habitable condition. Before we go on, like this video, smash the subscribe button, and click the notification bell right now, or Slenderman will come from under your bed when you're sleeping. Time for the rare topic. This image was sent to us by one of our viewers in Spain, and it shows a mysterious home that has lain abandoned for more than 50 years off the coast of the town of Cadiz. The only way to reach it from the mainland is across a causeway that's only revealed during low tide. And these days, the only permanent residents are a community of seabirds. It's not entirely clear why this place has been left like this, but locally there are several legends about its last owner. Apparently, they were convinced the house was haunted, and one night ran for their lives when a malicious spirit, thought to be that of a sailor who died centuries ago when his boat crashed on the rocks, began to torment them. Would you want to live in a place like this? Would you be able to cope with the isolation and constant noise of the waves breaking on the walls? Comment down below with the hashtag #RareTopic and let us know your opinion in relation to what we just showed on screen. With that said, let us keep things moving. Number 14, Halcyon Hall. Bennett College was an all-girls private school that opened in Irvington, New York in 1890, and for almost a century, it was where the daughters of wealthy aristocrats were sent to be educated. It was relocated to the village of Millbrook in 1907, where it was set in a 22-acre plot, centered around Halcyon Hall, which had originally been built as a hotel. The 200-room building has 500 floors and 2 basements, and had a chapel, dorm rooms, stables, and an outdoor theater. The school began to struggle financially in the 1970s, however, and in a last attempt to upgrade facilities, they built a science center at the hall along with various other upgrades. This plunged the institution into further difficulties, however, and it was forced to close in 1978. Since then, despite various attempts to refit and reopen Halcyon Hall, it has remained empty. The lack of maintenance means that the building is no longer fit for purpose, with extensive water damage, a collapsed roof, and even trees that have begun to grow through it. There are now plans to tear it down and start again on the site, but so far work has yet to begin. Number 13. Carlton Villa. Designed by renowned architect William Miller in the 1890s, Carlton Villa was initially planned as a summer residence for William O. Wyckoff, who became extremely wealthy after introducing a new design of typewriter to the world. Covering an area of 15,000 square feet on Carlton Island in New York, it had 11 bedrooms and was ideal for entertaining a large number of guests.
Wow.
Tragedy struck, however, when Wyckoff's wife died just a month before moving in, and he himself suffered from a fatal heart attack on his first night in the home. It was inherited by his son, who was forced to sell it to General Electric during the Great Depression to cover his spiraling debts, and they intended to use it as a corporate retreat. These ideas never came to pass, though, with the advent of the Second World War, and the stunning structure was left to crumble. The windows and doors were removed to provide supplies for the war effort, and this left the interior subject to natural forces, which resulted in the collapse of the main tower and the deterioration of its foundation. The villa still stands, though, having had no one stay there for more than 90 years, and it's still on the market, if you're looking for a fixer-upper. Number 12, Chateau Miranda. Work first started on the construction of Chateau Miranda in 1866, but it would only be by 1907 that it was completed with the installation of the clock tower. It's a neo-Gothic castle in the Belgian Tower of Celis, and was the primary residence of the wealthy Lidekirk de Beaufort family. They and their descendants lived there until the 1950s, when it was then sold to the National Railway Company of Belgium, who refitted it as an orphanage and a holiday camp for unwell children, which led to locals somewhat cruelly naming it the Chateau de Noisy. It was used in this way well into the 1970s, but amongst spiraling costs, simply to maintain the structure, there was no choice but to close it down. Attempts were made over the following decades to secure the funding to renovate the building, but all offers fell flat. Following a fire that broke out after some vandals broke in, the chateau fell into a terrible state of disrepair, and by 2017 had been entirely demolished, with offers now being made for its replacement. Number 11, Villa de Vecchi. Lake Como, in the Lombardy region of Italy, has long been one of the most sought-after locations in the world, a magnet for the super wealthy. Its shores are lined with mansions, exclusive hotels, and a burgeoning tourism industry. But there's one place that remains silent, Villa de Vecchi. Built in the 1850s, it was associated with a series of deaths and mysteries soon after it opened. The wife of the owner was gruesomely murdered there, and he killed himself in the property within a matter of months after failing to find his missing daughter. 1 year, an avalanche fell across the region and destroyed everything apart from this one building, which soon led to superstitions about the place arising, and it became known as the Haunted Mansion. Set in 13,000 acres of land, no one has officially stayed there since the 1950s, and the lack of maintenance means that it's now crumbling to its foundation. This hasn't stopped it from being a popular site for urban explorers, however, as well as those hoping to find out once and for all if this place truly is haunted by spirits. Number 10, Elda Castle. In 1929, the co-founder of Abercrombie and Fitch, Davis Thomas Abercrombie, felt he needed a stately home in the New York area, so had Elda Castle built. Covering an area of 4,337 square feet, it has 4 bedrooms, 49.6 acres of stunning land that looks out across the Hudson River, and a number of glorious features like an open patio with a fireplace and a cast iron spiral staircase that leads to a tower. Sadly, the couple went through some tough times, which saw 2 of their children dying, and the castle became a retreat for the remaining family. Since the Abercrombies themselves died, the castle has remained empty, and the surrounding trees have begun to grow around it. It's now actually up for sale, although at a price of many millions, with many more required to lift it to modern-day standards. Buyers are understandably proving to be difficult to find. The windows are all gone, and even most of the floorboards have worn away. It still retains its Gothic charm, though, and perhaps someone will, one day, come forward to bring it back to life. Number 9, Windcliff Castle. Set in the hamlet of Rhinecliff, which is along the Hudson River, Windcliff Castle was built in 1853 as a retreat and summer residence for a New York socialite. Surrounded by 80 acres of pristine land, you can just imagine the parties that must have once been held here. And it has been in such high regard that, after the death of the original owner, it was passed between subsequent members of high society. It's thought that this building was the origin of the phrase, "keep up with the Joneses," and you can see why. All of their neighbors must have been extremely jealous and would have felt the need to go out of their way to upgrade their own properties to fit alongside it. The last time anyone's known to have lived there, however, was in the 1950s, and after selling off most of the land to property developers, the once magnificent structure is now in ruins. It's now surrounded by security fences after someone bought it for $120,000 in 2016. And the intent is to demolish what remains to replace it with a modern design. As of yet, though, the shell of the castle still remains. Number 8. Louis Family House. The Louis Family House in Taiwan was recently voted to be the nation's most haunted building. And the more you hear about it, the clearer you'll see why. It's in the countryside near the city of Chiayi, and would once have been an ideal 3-story family home. But for some reason, the Louis abandoned it during the 1950s. There are 2 main theories why they did this. The first being that the master had an affair with one of the maids who became so ashamed of the act that she threw herself into the well. Her spirit was believed to have returned to haunt the family every night, and they had no choice to flee. An alternative narrative suggests that during the Second World War, a regiment of Japanese soldiers were stationed there. One morning, in the mist, one of the soldiers saw an enemy and began shooting. This woke the others up, and they joined in the fight. By the time the mist cleared, it transpired that they had all killed each other and that their spirits now haunt the grounds. With trees sprawled across the entire building, this house certainly lives up to what you'd imagine a haunted place to be like. And from fear of the retribution that might be handed out to them, no one has ever slept a night in the structure since the family ran away. Number 7. Casa Sperimentale. Casa Sperimentale can be found in the town of Fregene in Italy. And rather than being an ancient, abandoned property, it has surprisingly modern design features. It was built in the 1960s by the Perugini family, who wanted a holiday home while using it as a chance to experiment with new architectural concepts. Geometric shapes were at the heart of the design, and there's no one common building material throughout. You can also access it via a bright red staircase that also functions as a drawbridge and ensures occupants can detach themselves from the outside world. With such a modular layout, it's often referred to as the unfinished home, and after its owner died in 1995, no one has known quite what to do with it. It has, therefore, begun to fall apart and has now been taken over by nature. It's covered in newly grown trees and plants, and the occasional piece of graffiti from those who dared to venture inside. There are plans to one day reopen the space as an exhibition center, but the longer it takes for this to become a reality, the less likely that it is the structure will survive. Number 6. Mud House Mansion. Built in Fairfield County, Ohio in the 1840s, Mud House Mansion became known as one of the most haunted houses in the area. It was said that following the Civil War, the owner of the house, who was a government official, still insisted on keeping slaves and kept them locked away in the cellar at night. One evening, so the story goes, one of these slaves escaped and killed the family, whose spirits now haunt the property. Other stories include that it was the origin point of the Bloody Mary curse, after a woman killed her husband and her children there, while others believe it was the site of decades of ritual human sacrifice. With increasing interest in the place and the apparent difficulty with getting a good night's sleep, the last people to stay there left in the 1930s. And apart from some who snuck in to experience the tales for themselves, it has lain empty ever since. In 2015, work began to demolish the structure, and it's now entirely gone. But locals still claim that the spooky happenings still occur. Number 5. The Los Feliz House. The Los Feliz House stands on a hilltop in Los Angeles, but because of its horrific past, no one has stayed a night there in more than 60 years. On one fateful night in 1959, the owner, Dr. Harold Perelson, had a manic episode that led him to murder his wife with a hammer, severely beat his 18-month daughter, and then take his own life with a deadly blend of acid and tranquilizer medication. After the scene was investigated by the police, people understandably didn't want to set foot in the place. The following year, a brave couple snapped up the property for a bargain price, but according to reports, they only took the opportunity so they could use the 5,050 square foot building as a storage location. They would arrive during the day with boxes, but would never stay the night. And even when they died and their son inherited the house, he too would never stay there or make any decorative or structural changes to the place. If you found yourself in possession of somewhere with such a storied history, do you think you'd ever sleep there? Number 4. Dome homes. In 1980, an oil producer called Bob Lee wanted to try his hand at architectural design, and the result was the amazing dome homes. They can be seen on the southernmost tip of Marco Island in Florida, but it seems his ideas were far ahead of their time. Each home is self-sufficient and are powered by solar panels, a surprising feature from something that was made by someone in the oil industry. After he passed away, the homes were completely forgotten about, and it was only several decades later that they were rediscovered. At first, people thought they were proof of an alien community, or a secret hideout for a cult, but as they were explored more fully, the truth came to light. Now, after years of abandonment, they are being reclaimed by the ocean and are slowly submerging as every year goes by. It's thought that within 10 or 20 years, they'll be completely beneath the waves, which will make for a great surprise for people in the future if they ever come across them again. Number 3. Abandoned Mansion Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is one of the most renowned boxing superstars ever, and it's amazing to think that someone who grew up in such poverty would go on to amass a fortune of more than $400 million. After his first professional fight at the age of 18, he soon lifted himself to the pinnacle of the sport, and along with his wealth came an extremely extravagant lifestyle. He's known for having a pet tiger, countless cars, and even a $2 million bathtub. But one of his biggest purchases was a mansion in Southington, Ohio, which he chose because it was close by to the home of Don King. Covering an area of 13,500 square feet, it was the epitome of luxury, but he soon moved out in search of somewhere better. Instead of selling it, he allowed a local ministry to make use of it, but they too found it unfit for use, and ever since, it has remained empty, requiring many millions of dollars to make it habitable again. As a piece of boxing history, it's undoubtedly important, but as a home, you can definitely get something much better for the price. Number 2. Abandoned House of Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is regarded by many as being by far the most influential martial artist of all time, and introduced a whole new film genre to the world. He was the first mainstream Asian actor to break Hollywood, but despite his fame, he remained humble to his core. He tragically died at the age of 32 in uncertain circumstances, but his legend continues on to this day. It's for this reason that his home in Kowloon, Hong Kong has been so revered ever since. Following his death, it was purchased by a wealthy tycoon who didn't want it as his own home, but to preserve the memory of its former owner. It became a museum and a shrine to Lee, but its future was put into doubt in 2010 when the new owner himself died. Lee's family wants it to remain a memorial to Bruce, but one thing's for sure, no one will ever live there again. Number 1. The Parthenon of El Negro. Arturo El Negro Durazo Moreno rose through the ranks of the Mexican police force from a young age and became the chief of police in Mexico City between 1976 and 1982. As you can imagine, this was one of the most dangerous law enforcement roles in the world at the time, and he became known for the way he would bend the rules and see himself as being above the law. He requested he be made a 5-star general and would take bribes from the cartels to turn a blind eye to their drug enterprises. He turned the police force into a means for making money for himself and had no qualms about splashing the cash. He built several large, extravagant mansions in which he his family, and his mistresses would stay. Because of his involvement with both sides of the law, the homes were virtually high-security compounds with huge walls and permanent security around the multi-acre plots. Since his death, however, the houses have remained empty. There remain disputes about who owns them and whether anyone should be allowed to benefit from his ill-gotten gains. So, for now, they remain a testament to Mexico City's murky past. Which of these homes did you find to be the most impressive? And can you believe that their owners actually abandoned them? Make sure to let us know in the comments section. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on screen right now. See you next time!
We are at the 2 hour mark. It actually came quicker than I thought. That's why I kind of stopped checking, and I'm like, oh shit, we're actually on it. Holy cow! But anywho, I hope y'all had lots of fun. I hope you found the videos interesting. I hope y'all enjoyed. I keep trying to call him Silent J. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. Fatal J. Oh my god, I'm going to YouTube hell for that. Anyway, I hope you had lots and lots of fun. Got a little bit of a hairball. Tomorrow, hopefully I'll be able to live stream if I get a chance to go to the mountains tomorrow. I'm hoping. Because my phone's been acting kind of strange today, so like it wasn't even having signal here like properly, and I'm like, I'm in the middle of the city, for fuck's sake. Well, pretty much in the middle of the city. I'm like, I got a cell tower like half a mile away. Like, how am I not? But yes, I love looking back in time and seeing stuff. It's so cool. Yeah, it's weird. It feels like you almost kind of connect with it because you get to see what they saw. And it's I don't know. It's really hard to explain, but it's fascinating as hell. So, and I guess it must be fascinating to people because or the videos wouldn't be there at all. So I figured I'd share it with y'all because I don't know, it's kind of fun. Because actually that part's not necessary. Say a lot of channels show things, find the negativity in it, and this is just to be kind of like, whoa, and wow. Not necessarily positive or negative, just kind of as is, you know. My shoulders been feeling tight all day. I don't know what the deal is. Like, if I breathe deep, like, I don't know, it's weird. But, anywho, I love y'all. Y'all are awesome. Oh, I forgot that I don't have that link there. That's hilarious. Because I was about to drop a link. So, anyways. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I will be able to live stream. I'm going to try to. I was trying to set it up to where my streaming platform for you now would connect through YouTube. So I did a sleep stream last night and it didn't. It alerted Twitter so people could come from Twitter and find you. But apparently it didn't recognize YouTube. So I'm trying to figure out how I can do it. Because with you now, as soon as your feed is ended, it's gone. There's nothing to look back on. And so I need to figure out, hopefully tonight, do some experiments to see if I can get it to where it recognizes YouTube. So I can use that instead of StreamYard. StreamYards will absolutely eat up my battery power so bad. But with, like, I do it on this, and so this phone does fine streaming for like 6 hours straight without the battery dying. And so that's pretty cool, at least with the YouNow app. So if I can get it to recognize and load the feed into the YouTube server, that will be awesome. So I'm gonna have to like work on that and see if I can convince it to do so. Otherwise, I may have to ask somebody out there, one of the mods or something, to like use a program where they can record what's on the screen and record the feed and then send the feed to me later, and then I can upload the video. So those who like weren't there for the stream kind of find like do a premiere kind of a thing where I can chat with people in the chat and y'all see whatever's going on, see stuff. So I plan to do videos too. But anyway, so super hugs to everybody. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for coming by. I stuck a YouTube address on my channel. Oh, I stuck a YouTube address under my channels in the YouTube page setting. I will try to figure out. Well, in the YouNow app, there's a place where like you can connect or disconnect it from a different account, and so I was able to make it disconnect from Facebook to Twitter, and now it's connected to Twitter and YouTube. But maybe it can't do both. So maybe if I disconnect it from Twitter, it will only connect to YouTube, maybe. So I'm gonna try. It's weird. I'm still learning the app. It's very odd, but even if it stays the way it is, like, yeah. OBS. Don't get me started on OBS. OBS is complicated and it's a pain in the ass and I hate the thing. So, yeah. Then most of that would be like for like green screen, which I'm not using because we're going to be in the mountains. We don't need green screen. It's The background's gonna be good. Excuse me, sorry. Anyway, food will be arriving soon. I haven't eaten, but I was given news earlier that food will be on its way, and I'm like, oh, apparently someone is getting Indian food, and I'm bloody excited about that. Oh my gosh. Have you ever had garlic naan bread? Oh. Sorry. The weight of my heart is through my stomach. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, Streamlabs is more streamlined and easier. Yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna learn it in the next 24 hours. So I have to stick to what I know. I half-ass. I know StreamYard's in the kind of difficult. Oh, I need to go to Walmart. They have these like little battery packs. They're like $6, and they'll help keep your battery power. So if I end up stuck with having to do StreamYard, so I don't know. But on Twitter, like you now will like automatically tweet that I am live on that platform, so y'all can still go check it out. So no Disney, but Dole Whip guy does tech stuff on Sundays. Dole Whip. God, that sounds familiar. Where have I heard that? Huh. But anywho's, but like I said, y'all are so awesome. Thank you for coming by. God, I hate leaving. I've got 10 people. God, it feels terrible. Usually I feel better when there's like only 3 people, and I'm just like 9. Okay, so everybody's trying to make it easier. Okay. But anyway, thank y'all so much for being awesome, and I will talk to y'all later, or see y'all on Twitter or whatever if I happen to see that you're live, because notifications are bullshit and we all know it. So if I'm refreshing and messing and I see your live stream, I'll try to come in and say hi.